Okay, so check this out. Basically, I like to make videos about experiences that I have in life, you know what I mean, and basically give my point of view on things, you know what I mean, because I can see quite visibly that the majority of people in the world pretty much have it all wrong, you know what I mean? And how can I say that? From life experience, because 90% of people base their facts off non-experience. So what makes you think you know what you're talking about unless you've experienced it and been through it, right? Well, that's the case 9 times out of 10 with people, right? But see, like me, I've had the blessing to experience many different ways of life. Like, I've had money, I've had lots of money, I've been homeless in a shelter, sleeping on a bench with no blankets because the shelters are full and they won't even give me a fucking blanket. You know what I mean? Sleeping in a tent, homeless for months. Since I was 15 years old, I've been homeless off and on. Took care of myself. It started by, I didn't even know how to get a SIN number or SIN card when I was like 15. I was in the streets running wild, like just trying to figure out how am I going to put clothes on myself and not feel like a loser and people make fun of me my whole life because I'm bummed out and shit. So I took action, and the only action that I learned in the city that I grew up, was basically you have to steal to survive, and that's literally how it was, you know what I mean? And that's exactly what I did. I did B&Es, stole cars, I did a lot of stuff, you know what I mean? But basically, my experience was I can't even have a moment to myself, there's like 20 other seats over there, but anyways, so I was staying at a shelter, and I walked in, and one of the rules there at the shelter is that you can't you can't have weed in the building, you know what I mean? Like, obviously you can't bring drugs in, which obviously wasn't my intent. Like, I smoke weed. To me, like I said, their perception is wrong, you know what I mean? Period. We've come to that conclusion in life in this day and age, you know what I mean? But especially when it comes to marijuana, you know what I mean? But anyways, like I said, they treated me like I was a criminal because I was even honest with them, and I said, I forgot I have a gram of weed on me, you know what I mean? They kicked me out of the shelter for 2 days. It's like 0 degrees out. Like, my breath, I can see my breath. I had to sleep in a tent, and I'm waking up at 5 in the morning freezing, like seeing my breath, and I'm just thinking, like, the punishment that they gave me was not, like, it just wasn't justified at all. Like, it just wasn't equivalent. Like, it was just complete fucking madness. Like, for you, somebody, and I've been doing well there. Like, I don't do no drugs. Like, I had a job. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was, doing everything I'm supposed to do. Meeting with the case managers. I spoke with them all. Like, I joke around with the staff. I'm positive. I make them laugh. You know what I mean? I have a good time. I try to make a negative into a positive, and that's how they treat me. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? And regardless, people have to fulfill their job roles, you know what I mean, and follow the rules and regulations because of a paycheck, right? They'll lose their job if they don't do what they're told to do, right? Even if it's right or wrong. Same thing with cops, same thing with judges, the crown, like anybody, you know what I mean? You see a lot of people doing a lot of shit they know is wrong, you know what I mean? And when you tell it to them, when you're somebody like me and you can actually break it down to them and show them they're wrong, but in the end of the day, they say, what can I do? I gotta feed my family, but that's the world we live in, the world of corruption and unfairness and unjust, every level, the health system, the justice system, the injustice system, every system created by men is completely backwards, and people's logic and perception is completely backwards. But my point being is that I just can't believe they kicked me out for 2 days pretty much in the wintertime. It's like mid-October. You know what I mean? Because I had no warning, no nothing, like, just, even some of the staff, like, were, like, upset and disturbed by the fact that one staff made a decision like that, like, you know what I mean? And this, like, point being is just, people got it all wrong, period, you know what I mean? And just because there's a law doesn't make the law right, period. There's many laws that are corrupt, many laws that are just fucking evil, just meant to completely suppress us and take advantage of us, and, same thing with tax, like, you know what I mean? There's, most things are to keep us suppressed and keep us cornered in a position where we're not in power or control over our lives, period, you know what I mean? And only people that are conscious and awake are going to agree with me. The ones that aren't are going to disagree with me and defend the system. Those people, to me, are slaves, you know what I mean, mentally and physically in this realm, you know what I mean, but not just only me, I'm not the only one that has this, conscious level of, understanding, but period, the world we live in is cruel. People are doing things that they shouldn't be doing, police, doctors, people that are working at a shelter that's supposed to be helping homeless people. I'm somebody that I'm in and out, you know what I mean? Like, anytime, I always take care of myself, you know what I mean? But in the end of the day, I get to experience what all these people experience, being in the shelters that are being taken advantage of and overpowered and dominated by these people that are supposed to be helping them. And they're fucking ruining them. They're making life way worse for them. The shelters and the systems and the rules and regulations are breaking people down mentally, and it's ruining their lives. It's making it so they cannot prevail and they cannot get out of the shelter. It's designed to hold you there. And the way that they're saying it is the complete opposite of what it really is. How the fuck would you know? I've been in the shelter since I was 15 years old off and on. I've spent a year solid in a fucking shelter, like a Salvation Army, trying to get an apartment, and couldn't get an apartment because they didn't want to rent to me, because at the time I was trying to get a job, couldn't get a job because I needed a fucking apartment. How are you going to get a job if you don't have a place when you're living at a shelter in a fucking dorm with 30 people that are snoring and smell like shit, and crackheads that are up all night running around, people trying to start fights? Like, it's fucking impossible. So they say, oh, you have every opportunity in the world, you're lazy, you're making excuses, you're in a shelter, you don't have to pay rent, oh, what a perfect opportunity, to take advantage of. Are you fucking psychotic? Have you been in a shelter? Then shut your fucking mouth. You don't know shit what you're talking about. It's this close to impossible to fucking prevail from a shelter and get a job, get a place, all that shit. Why do you think people end up getting trapped in homelessness 60 fucking 70 years old? You know what I mean? They're still there. It's not a joke. It'll keep you there. It's not designed to help you. It isn't. And when you wake up and realize that, then that's when you're going to know life for what it truly is. And you're not going to look at people like the enemy anymore, and you're going to realize these people are fucking victims being completely fucking annihilated by the system that is claiming to be helping people and designed to uplift people. If that were the fucking case, then look outside. Why is the world fucked up? We've been lied to. It's a lie. Period. I want to hold people accountable for the shit that they're doing to innocent people in a vulnerable situation, like in a shelter. I've been a victim myself, and I realize, but you know what? I'm intelligent enough and strong enough to fucking defend myself and actually allow this person to consciously realize what they're doing wrong. And I've watched people, evil fucking people that are like some chick. I didn't pull my pockets right out, and she kicked me out of the shelter for a week. I had to sleep outside in the fucking dirt, pretty much, you know what I mean? Because, why? Because you hold the power over me? Is it a justified reason for me? Because I didn't want to pull my fucking pockets right out, because that's a violation of my privacy and my rights as a human being, and it's degrading and belittling when they haven't asked anybody else to pull your whole pockets out. What do you want to do, fucking pat me down? So you guys are a shelter. You're not a fucking prison. Stop treating people that need help like fucking prisoners, okay? You know what I mean? This is a message to everybody, but specifically, you know, people working in shelters, that you don't go and work at a shelter for a fucking paycheck, okay? Working with homeless people and trying to help people that are in a worse situation, that takes passion. You don't fucking go and put yourselves in jobs to get paid. Like, it's not a fucking job when you're working with homeless people or sick people or mentally ill people or fucking people in the hospital. Are you guys fucking insane? People are just doing this shit for a paycheck. You know what I mean? No, this is something you pursue in a career because you're passionate in your heart. You want to fucking help people sincerely. You know what I mean? But we're getting people that don't give a fuck at all, that are just in these job roles somehow. They just fucking got there because the friend of a friend had, you know, whatever, fucking got them in there somehow. And they're just doing it for a job. They're not doing it because what the purpose of that fucking job is for. Everybody's got it fucking backwards, period. And that's why people are being taken advantage of, that are living at a shelter, and they're being hurt. They're being damaged. They're being suppressed. They're being fucking dominated by people in a powerful position over them, which is illegal, by the way. In a job role like that, you're not allowed to have a personal effect on your job because these people are in a vulnerable situation underneath you. It's illegal, you know what I mean? But so what? So is bringing your youth record up in court. Somehow I'm an adult. I have a court situation for the original charges, uttering death threats. You know what I mean? And they're bringing my youth record up into my adult record. I'm like, I haven't been to jail since I was 18 years old. I'm fucking 25. Like, you know, what are you talking about? Like, relax, buddy. Like, I used to fucking, you know, do a lot of serious shit. Kick doors in, rob fucking dealers, B&Es, stolen car. I have it on my record. Right? It's a bad record, you know, weapons, everything, right? So that's a bad youth record, but that was my youth record. Like I said, if I was a repeat offender, I'd be in fucking jail multiple times by now. I live a completely different lifestyle, and there's nothing they can do to me. You know what I mean? I'm not a part of their fucking slave system, their bullshit system. But anyways, they're trying to put me in jail now. So the minimum charge, apparently, or the minimum amount of time for uttering death threats, which I cannot believe, is 2 years. I did a year probation already, and I got a breach because I was 3 days late reporting because I was traveling across the country, and they breached me. And then I was in a new city, and cops approached me for no fucking reason and asked me my name and who I am, and I'm like, I don't have to tell you my name, and I gave them a fake name because who the fuck are you guys? I don't have to answer to you. Like, I'm not under any fucking anything that, no. You guys got it wrong. It's not how it goes. I'm a freeman of the land. Shut the fuck up. Don't come and question me for shit unless you know I've been involved in in criminal activity, which I wasn't, and that was confirmed afterwards. Period. So I lied about my name. Guess what they do? They charged me with obstruction. Now they want to put me in jail. So they're going to give me the amount of time that I was supposed to get for the uttering death threats, which is a year. So they want to put me in jail for a year. I haven't been to jail since I was 18. Everything's fucked, corrupt, completely sick. And I have been holding this in and not putting this shit up, you know what I mean? And, you know, but I'm gonna keep this video, you know what I mean, to show people shit, you know what I mean? People don't need to know that I'm in a homeless shelter. People don't need to know this, you know what I mean? There's ups and downs. I'm meeting people in the shelter that, you know, still that are working, that have families, that don't do drugs, and they still end up in the shelter. It can happen to you and anybody else, so don't ever get it twisted. Don't ever get it twisted, you know what I mean? So, period. It's fucking disgusting the way that people are operating. You know, in this case, I would have analyzed the person, you know, and been like, is this person does this person always try to bring weed in? Like, is he taking advantage? Is he a good guy? How do we have problems with him? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I would determine the action based on that. They don't give a fuck. Like, I'm like the best guy there, like doing all the right shit. You know what I mean? Other people just sit there. I'm doing everything right. And I get treated the worst because I have a voice. I defend myself, and they don't like that. You know what I mean? That's the worst, is when you have intellect that you can defend yourself and actually make people feel who they truly are and reveal themselves to themselves. When you do that, they fucking hate you because they hate themselves. Period. That's why they take it out on you. They kick me out for a week for no fucking good reason. That's wrong. You know what I mean? You don't, unless I'm punching somebody or doing something fucking violent or threatening or something where people are insecure, like, or not safe in the environment, Then you remove somebody that's fucking homeless and let them go sleep in a dirt patch outside in the fucking wintertime while you can see their breath. I don't know. But even then, you know what I mean? Unless something major is happening, I don't see how the fuck they could do something like that. And they wouldn't know what it feels like until it happens to them. They just know you make it. You're outside for a week, you come back, you're beat, but at the same time you made it. So they think it's okay, whatever, he'll fucking make it. You know what I mean? Like, sick individuals, man. And you know what? I'm gonna put this on my channel or on my page, and a lot of these staff here at this shelter are gonna see this because I'm gonna give them my fucking business card to go check my music out. And I hope that they go on my page and they see this shit, because then they're gonna fucking realize what they're a part of. And you know what? You're gonna go. I'm telling you right now, if you're like believe in a God at all, and you think that you're gonna be saved by being the way you're being when you're working at a shelter, thinking you're fucking helping, but you're not helping people. If you're standing up for rules and regulations that are fucking deteriorating people, that are putting people down, that are not fair, not just. How can you determine what just is? Switch places. Fucking come sleep outside. Then you'll know that something is very, very, very fucking wrong with the way that things are organized. Okay? And the people you work for, the organization you work for, who's in charge of it? Who the fuck is making these rules up? And why? I would like to speak with this individual. I will sit down, I will fucking break this person down right to their core and give them a fucking mirror to look in. That's what I'll do. But anyways, I'm telling you right now, I've been through every fucking thing. I'm not trying to manipulate things to be in favor of me, ever. You know what I mean? Because I want the truth and I want what's just and what is balanced. So anyways, this video is way too long. I probably won't even be able to upload it because it's so long. But anyways, unreal. I'm gonna start dropping more videos, man. But yeah, people need to start treating people better. Doesn't matter what situation you're in. If you're homeless, if you're a drug addict, regardless, start sticking up for what is right and what is not. Start sticking up for what is right. Period. You know what I mean? Even if it's you're a cop and the fucking law is wrong and it's not following the Constitution, stand up for that and be like, this is not right. Okay, they'll cut you off, they'll fucking kill your paycheck off and fire you? Good. Then you stood up for something right for the first time in your fucking life, and you're feeling the consequences of that, and guess what? That's only going to make you more of an authentic person. Period. I take all these beatings that these fucking fake, fraud-ass fucking losers give to me, and I come back more intelligent every time, and I have more to speak about. And then I see the world for what it truly is. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And then I value people more. I value myself more. You know what I mean? Get your shit right, man. I hope some of you staff from this specific shelter or any shelter see this video and realize you're standing up for the wrong things. You're doing the wrong things, and it will affect you. It'll affect your life, and it'll affect you in the afterlife. Period. Regardless if you believe in a God or not, I'm telling you there are consequences for your life in this life. And you'll have to face it later. You know what I mean? Don't do anything that burdens anybody's life. Ever. Period. You know what I mean? I don't never do none of that shit. I don't burden anybody's life. I'm literally trying to live life and make everybody else live a good quality life. How can we do this? You know, how can we accomplish that? So, all you people are doing nothing but taking away from people and saying that I'm doing good for you. Oh, the shelter's doing good for you. Oh, you get free meals, free. That's what the devil does. The devil says, hey, look, I'll give you $1 million, but you have to, die from cancer. You know what I mean? There's always a trick. There's always a fucking, in the fine print, you know what I mean? Okay, yeah, we'll give you this. Oh, we'll take care of you, don't worry. Or a guy says to a girl, hey, come live at my house. I'll let you come stay at my house, and I'll take care of you and feed you, and you got a free bed, a free meal, da-da-da. And he wants sex. You know what I mean? That's the thing. Or in the shelter's case, they have power over you, complete manipulation and control and power over you. That power is corruption regardless. So as soon as you have that, they're going to take advantage of it. You know what I mean? Not even knowingly. It's just natural. You know what I mean? So I'm really shocked by the state of the world and people's mental conditions and what they stand up for and what they don't stand up for. You know what I mean? So, unreal, man. I'm disgusted. But I hope people learn from this, and I want to get to the people that are in these job roles that need to fucking know what they're doing wrong, and they need to stop it, regardless of their boss or their rules and regulations state something. Just be a fucking real woman, be a real man, stand up for what's right, period. Peace, sincere music.